Somebody explain to me what's going on. What's going on? What's going on with the sugar industry? What's going on? Why are we eating all this sugar?
I was losing my mind. What you hiding from me? What you holding back? I think I saw you with another. I think I saw your hand slipping down. Around her, be around her. Now I've come to terms over you. Over you. And although it hurts, but I am out.
You know I had to come in here and get snacks. You ain't see my alarm going off?
Well, let's go.
Let's go. Tisha, you try these? These things is good.
No, I ain't that kind of sugar girl.
Okay, you might not eat that or this, but let me tell you about all the hidden sugars you are eating every day in your foods.
Okay, let's go.
Come on. What's up, y'all? Thank you for stopping back by my channel. And on this channel, we deal with health and wellness. And that entails learning how to read the food labels and how to put the best ingredients into our body. But before we get into the video, let me first start off by saying that I am not a nutrition nor am I a doctor, by no means. All this stuff I have learned and researched, did my own research when I was sick on my health journey, and I wanted to just share this with you guys. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, you already know what to do. Just keep on watching. What is sugar? Sugar, technical name is sucrose, and sucrose is sucrose naturally occurs in fruits, vegetables, and nuts. All green plants make sucrose, which is sugar, which is done through the photosynthesis process, which basically is the sun energy going into the food. This is the natural state of sugar. Now, out of all the green plants that makes sucrose, which is sugar, sugar beets and sugar cane plants makes the greatest quantities of sugar. Now, let me give you the history on those two plants. Once the sugar beets and sugar cane is harvested, sugar is then removed from the plants by the crushing, cutting, and boiling. Then it is filtered, washed, and crystallized to produce the sugar that we now have in our pantries, which is called refined sugars, which is table sugar, which is sugar you find at the grocery store. Sugar is made up of two molecules, glucose and fructose. Now, glucose, fructose, and galactose are three building blocks that make up carbohydrates, many carbohydrates. Once the carbohydrates are in our body, it begins to break down into three formulas, which is the glucose, fructose, and the galactose. These three words are known as monosaccharides. Keep that in mind. Glucose is the fuel your brain, organs, and muscles need to function in everyday activities. Fructose is always found in fruit. Galactose occurs in milk. So basically, sugar is all a carbohydrate. That's all sugar is, a carbohydrate. Carbohydrates are found in all plants, dairy foods, and our beverages, and these provide calories to our bodies. Sugar is in a majority of all foods we eat. Now, we know that sugar is in ice cream, cookies, cakes, pies. Those things are the obvious things to look at. But why is sugar inside my pasta sauce? Why is sugar inside ketchup, canned goods, even salad dressing? Come on now. So we dealing with sugars, added sugars, and hidden sugars, which entails in artificial sweeteners and natural sweeteners. It's over 60 names for sugars that we're putting inside of our bodies that I'm quite sure none of us have a clue on what the names of the sugars is. But I'm definitely going to get into that in a whole nother video because there's so many names I can't go through it in this video. They never going to stop putting sugars inside of our food. Why? Because sugar is cheap, sugar is addictive, sugar tastes good, sugar preserves the food product, sugar stretches the food product out, and sugar has a multi-use of its properties inside of food. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but sugar is the #1 leading cause of a lot of health issues, with obesity being one. According to the Sugar Association, they recommend that we take sugar into moderation. They also recommend that the daily intake for our sugar is supposed to be 23 grams for women and 37 grams for men. Now let's go in the kitchen so we can learn all about what these grams are. Okay, there's 4 grams inside of 1 teaspoon of sugar. This is a teaspoon of sugar. Now, I went to the supermarket and I brought some stuff. Now, I did a poll on side of my Instagram, and a lot of y'all voted that y'all prefer ginger ale and lemonade. And thank you so much to all y'all who participated. Thank you. Anywho, let's get to it. So, if there's 4 grams inside of 1 teaspoon, I'm gonna put the grams on the plate so you guys can see how much sugar is inside of a teaspoon. So you have 1, and it might spill, and that's okay. 2, 3, 4. That's 4 grams inside of 1 teaspoon of sugar. That's a lot. Now I have a plastic bag so I can get rid of the sugar because this ain't staying in my house, okay? So let me empty the sugar out inside the bag. And let's get to the other stuff. Let me move this to the side. So I brought a ginger ale. So on the ginger ale, it says total sugars, which is 56 grams. Now, added sugars is 56 grams. Now we know 56 and 56 is 112, but on here they have 111. So we're gonna take 111 and divide it into 4. Which would give us about 27 grams of sugar, teaspoons of sugar. 27 grams of sugar, okay? So that's a lot of sugar. So I'm gonna do 27 teaspoons. About 27 and a half. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of sugar. Look at that right there. That's a lot of sugar in this 1 bottle. And it's not made up of cane sugar because the added sugars is high fructose and corn syrup, which are bad sugars for us. Those are also sugars that we need to be made and known well, which most of us and the majority of us do know what high fructose corn syrup is and what fructose is. Look at 27 teaspoons of sugar. That's a lot in this 1 bottle. We gotta do better. We all gotta do better because this was my favorite, okay? Now let's move on to lemonade. Lemonade has 55 grams of sugar in it, which is roughly about 13 and a half teaspoons of sugar. So I'm gonna pour this in here. Let me move this out the way. I'm gonna pour this one in here. Let's see what's making it sweet in here, in this one. Okay, this one says just cane sugar and natural flavors. So if it's 13, oh, I got a hole in my bag. So if it's 13, let's do 13 spoons. Move this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All this sugar is in here. Somebody explain to me what's going on. What's going on? What's going on with the sugar industry? What's going on? Why are we eating all this sugar? And then we wonder why we're sluggish and so forth. This is why. Now let's learn about what sugar does to the body. So sugar stays in the body roughly about 4 to 6 hours. So if we're tripling that amount, which we're not intaking the daily intake, which is 23 grams for women and 37 grams for men, which we are, because we just can't have just one or one sip. So what is sugar really doing to our bodies? What is it doing? Sugar is undoubtedly affecting our health. Now, I'm not here to say what you can or cannot do. That's not my goal. My goal here is to enlighten us what sugar actually really does to the body and how it is really affecting our health. Now, it's the added sugars and the hidden sugars that's destroying our health. Sugar actually weakens our immune system. It paralyzes the white blood cells, their ability to do the job that they need to do. Sugar actually thrives in the bad bacteria. It feeds off of the bad bacteria. Now the door is open for anything that could come our way. Sugar ages you. Sugar stresses you out. Sugar causes stress. Sugar causes skin conditions. Sugar causes weight gain, which now opens you up to type 2 diabetes, cancer, and any other illnesses. Sugar causes heart disease. Sugar makes you sluggish. And excess sugar is just plain toxic for us. Sugar also ruins the liver. This is why they say they don't want us to drink. Did you guys know that the alcohol industry is the only industry that's not required by law to list the ingredients on their bottles? I wonder why. So if you're drinking alcohol and it has sugar in it, and you're drinking your juice and it has sugar in it, you're just drinking a whole sugar bomb. There's studies that show that diets that's high in refined sugar, added sugars, and hidden sugars causes the body to produce excess bacteria and yeast, which it feeds on sugar and results in various illnesses and diseases. So the moral of the story is always opt out for natural sugars, but remember, sugar is always sugar. So have it in moderation, and please do the recommended daily intake. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next uploading video. See you later.
I was losing my mind, told them I'm fine, wish I was sober.